Hello everyone, welcome to Vedantu J English. I'm Diksha Kaushal, your chemistry master teacher. So everybody, now we are going to do quick detailed, like in a quick way, I'll do the detailed analysis. That means you will get to know how many chapters, was the paper balanced or not, was the paper easy or tough, everything. But I will not waste your time here, right? Okay, so everybody, first thing is, how was the paper overall? So we have talked to so many Vedantu students, and this is what the reaction we are getting from the students, right? So they are saying overall difficulty was moderate as compared to shift 1. This is slightly to the more difficult level, not very difficult, but moderate level. Now I'll split this into physics, chemistry and maths. Now if you see this here, from chemistry, right? Chemistry was actually calculative. Firstly, in first shift, they have asked more questions from inorganic chemistry, and now they have asked more questions from physical chemistry. And this physical chemistry, more questions were asked, around 8 to 9 questions were alone from physical chemistry, and a mole concept like calculation of molar mass, number of moles in organic chemistry was also asked, right? So OC plus PC questions mixed were also asked to you. Now why PC, physical chemistry, is tough? Because calculations were little tough, lengthy, and the options were very close to each other, right? That is the reason. Now 4 to 5 statement based questions were there from chemistry, and 12th was more in chemistry, like over, not very more, it was overall balanced. It's not like 11th was very high or 12th was very high, slightly more, but overall it was a balanced reaction, balanced paper. Questions were there from thermo as well. Then they have asked questions like in shift 1, they have asked questions from vitamins. Here they have asked questions from insulin, thyroxine, that is a hormones, and amino acid. They have asked questions from there, right? Then electrochemistry, they have asked one question. DNF block, they have asked which of the following is para from manganese compounds, right? And amine, they have asked 1 or 2 questions here, right? That was the detailed of chemistry. And in chemistry, guys, balanced paper was there. Like overall, this I'll come to you later on, right? Now let us see from physics what were the chapters. Okay, let's see. And also do let me know in the comment section if you have given shift 2, then what is your reviews? Maybe you will add on to something right here. If you have something more to tell, ma'am, this was the question which I had, then you can just tell me and tell that, okay ma'am, this was my shift and this was the question that I saw. Okay, this will help the other shift students to revise things, right? Now if I see physics, from optics, they have asked 2 to 3 questions of this calculation of mu, right? Modern physics, they have asked binding energy, 1 question. Unit dimension was easy question, they have asked from unit dimension. Then kinematics, they have asked 1 question on Newton's law. In rotation, they have asked 2 questions, momentum of inertia and center of mass, they have asked 2 questions from there. From gravitation, they have asked question, and they have asked you to calculate the value of Planck from the formula, right? That was also a easy question, direct formula based question, what students are telling. Now logic gate, they have asked 1 question from that, and they have asked question from capacitor, current, electricity, cylinder, they have asked you to calculate mu. Prism, they have asked they have changed the medium and they have asked you the reflective index to calculate the refractive index. Surface energy, they have asked 1 question on that, and from fluid 3 questions were there, and these questions were direct formula based questions. So this is advised by one of the students that fluid formula direct you should know, right? Then terminal velocity, they have asked, screw gauge, they have asked, right? Okay, so this was about the physics, right? So I have tried to give you as much as detailed analysis as possible, right? Then in mathematics, guys, they have asked from vector 2 questions, from parabola 1 question was asked, from circle 1 question was asked, from continuity 1 question was asked, from straight lines there was question from straight lines, right? and then from circle there was question, from statistics there was question, from APGP series there was questions, right? So this is from the data, and I'll give you more detail of this data, right? I'll tell you about the cutoff as well. Now tell me if there is anything else that you want to add on to this. Now if you see these chapters are here as well. So mathematics is considered to be overall moderate, easier compared to Jan's attempt. Okay. Then this is about maths. So these are the chapters that I have told you, and these are the marks, right? I have already told you this in detail, right? Then this is just typed version. I have written that myself. Okay. So in physics, overall level was easy, but calculative was there. Question attempt around 17 to 18 questions students were able to attempt, and most questions were from 12th, right? So you can see overall data here, right? Then you have chemistry, moderate, lengthy, but easier compared to Jan attempt, right? But still it was on the lengthier side only. Statement based questions were there, more physical chemistry questions were there, organic and physical chemistry mixed were there, calculations were lengthy, and this is the data overall here, right? Now see one more thing here, right? From chemistry, right? Balanced paper. This is also balanced paper, and this was slightly lengthy paper. Now, if you see, balanced paper means that overall it was not like chemistry was very easy and maths were very difficult, or physics was very easy. Some students are saying, I found physics easy. Some are saying maths is easy. Some are saying chemistry is easy. Similarly, some are saying chemistry was very tough, some are saying physics was, there was no like, you can say there was no collaborative statement that students are giving that, okay, physics was difficult or chemistry was difficult, right? It depends upon your preparation. Now, what is the advice by the students? They are saying that you should do the full syllabus, right? Obviously, if you have skipped some topics, you can't do anything in that. For example, screw God, students usually skip this topic, but they have asked question on this topic. So what they are doing is they are asking question from most of the topics. It's not like from one topic there will be so many questions and from the other topic they have ignored. It is not like this case. So they have tried to ask a balanced paper here, right? Calculative paper was there, doable but lengthy. In case of physics, it was time consuming. Some calculations were time consuming, and only after reading out the questions you were able to understand whether you will be able to solve it or not, right? Okay, yes. Good news, ma'am. I answered 20 questions from chemistry. Awesome, Dildar. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, so Dildar, today was your exam. So tell me, Dildar, tell me all the students who had their exam today, tell me whatever I taught you, right? Was the paper from there or not, right? So how was the paper? Were you able to do the questions of chemistry? Yes. And maths, you can say statement 2 to 3, and it was slightly on the lengthier side. Now I'll give you a total crux of this. So guys, if you see this over here, overall paper was calculative, right? If you have done just NCRT, then you will not be able to solve the paper with so much easiness. It obviously required your preparation was definitely required, right? It's not like a student who has just prepared for board examination will be able to do this. That was not the case here, right? So evenly distributed paper was there, simple language was there in the paper, closed options were there. That's why no guesswork, you can't do guesswork here, right? Closed options were there. So guesswork not possible here. No out of the syllabus questions were there. Everything was in the syllabus only. Nothing was very surprising factor. If you have done the full syllabus, you'll be able to understand, okay, this is the question. If you skipped some topics, then yes, then it is difficult, because if you have skipped some topics and from those topics easy question have come, then it will automatically become tough for you. Then all were moderate, physics, chemistry, maths. It depends upon your preparation which part you will find easy or difficult, right? There was nothing which is extraordinary easy or extraordinary tough, right? So now the 99 percentile will go to around 165 to 175. right? And cutoff, you can see that 110 or 100, this is this is going to be your cutoff here, right? And you can say 40 to 50 questions were like, every students were saying I have attempted 55 questions, I have attempted 58 questions, or 50 or 45 questions. This was the average attempt of the students, right? Okay. Yes ma'am, absolutely. uh, Wait a minute, let me just see your chats now. Good ma'am, I have answered 20 questions. Yes, absolutely. Even though a few questions were a bit tricky at first glance. Very good. So Dildar, tell us those students, as I think Dildar had his exam today. So Dildar, tell me, is the analysis accurate? Right? If you have anything else to say, those students who have just given this second shift, if you have anything else to say, please write it down. I'm looking at your chats only. I'm looking at your chats only. Yes. If you have anything else to say, do let me know. Right? I'm looking at your chats only. Tell me, how was your paper? What you think? Which was tough? Which was easy? Ma'am, solve memory based question. I'll give you that. Don't worry. I'll give you that. Right? It is now they are making it. Right? So don't worry about it. Yeah. Uh, will the paper? How will the paper on April 8th? This, so you can see NTA is giving you surprises. First shift was easy. Second shift is moderate. Maybe the 4th April shift will be tough or very easy. You can't predict anything now. NTA is saying that you cannot predict only, right? You have to be prepared for everything that can be there. You have to go through the full syllabus. You cannot skip any topics here, right? That funda of top 10 topics, top 50 topics is now erased, right? Yes, they are asking from high weightage topics only. It's not like they're asking from some random topics. They're asking from high weightage topics only. So that is very important, that you have to go through high weightage topics, right? So they're asking from those topics only. In our Eklavya test series also, all the questions, these kind of questions only were there, right? So they are asking questions from our Sigma. I have done Sigma high weightage course, right? So questions are from that high weightage topics only, right? But you cannot skip any topic from those high weightage topics, right? Okay. Yes. Okay, so I think that's it. Prediction from fourth. CO plus bond order, ma'am. Okay, CO plus bond order they have asked you. Okay. Yes. What are the tips for your April 4 exam? So, bacha, I will make a detailed video for action plan of 4th and upcoming shifts. Okay. Today, I'll go live at 8 p.m., 8:15 p.m. I will go live. Okay. 8 p.m. or 8:15 p.m. I will go live on this channel. I am currently making your action plan, right? So let me just do that, right? And after that, I'll tell you the proper action plan, what you can do, like those students who have their exam on 4th, 5th, 8th, what to do, right? So everything I'll tell you in detail, right? Okay, yes. Okay then guys, I'll see you all in the action plan that you need to do for the upcoming shifts. What's the lesson that you need to take from these two shifts, right? Okay then guys, bye bye, and I'll see you all in the action plan live session. I'll take it at 8:15 or 8:30 or 8 p.m. I'll tell you that on the Telegram channel. So bye bye, take care, see you all, and all the best. And also write it down in the comment section, when was your shift? Was the first shift or second shift, or you have in the upcoming shift your exam, right? So write it down, the date, the shift, so that we can help you with that. And also, if you had your shift today, like Dildar had his shift today, so tell us that what are the marks that you are expecting, right? So all the best guys, bye bye, see you all at 8 p.m. Bye bye.